Hi, this is Brenda Meller back today for another LinkedIn profile mini audit for an individual who is seeking her next job. And I'm joined today by Rosanne Craig. Hey, Rosanne, how are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. Sun is out, so it's a good day.
There you go. Love it. All right, awesome. So I'm going to pull your profile up on screen. And as I do so, Rosanne, first I'll ask, do you have any specific questions or anything you'd hope I focus on in the profile mini audit?
I don't have anything specific, really just looking for overall content of my LinkedIn profile and getting your perspective on that.
Okay, great. And can you remind us what is your targeted job title and your targeted geographic area?
Yeah, my targeted job title is either director, VP level for recruiting, sales, operations. I'm in Metro Detroit, but I am open to remote roles and not opposed to travel.
Okay, good to know. So when you're applying for jobs right now, if you gave me a couple different job titles in the recruiting operations, I heard
Sales.
one more and I'm blanking on it right now. But if you were to
Sales.
prioritize, what's your top job of those different categories?
Probably on the recruiting side in a leadership role. I'm not opposed to a player coach role either, though.
Okay, good to know. So, first thing I'll give you as a piece of advice, I'm going to highlight your headline as I'm talking about this. So, the headline is a really important field on your LinkedIn profile for a few reasons. One is, as recruiters and hiring managers are doing searches for candidates on LinkedIn, the headline field is one of those fields that's really going to help you to come up in search results. So, when I ask, what is your targeted job title, I like to make sure that at least one of those targeted job titles appears in here. And someone might be looking for talent solutions leader, but more than likely they're looking for a specific job title level like VP or director, and then a job title category like recruiting. So if you were to, for example, say VP recruiting instead talent solutions leader, I know what we're trying to do here is broaden it so that we encompass director level, VP level, manager level, depending on the organization. But I want you to think about if I'm a recruiter searching for you, what is that job title level that they might be looking at? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. I
Okay,
see where
very
you're
good.
going with that, yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay, and next thing is keeping in mind that this headline follows you around on LinkedIn. And what I mean by that is I'm going to show you this in example here. I'm going to go down to your activity section and click on all activity. And you're going to notice as we look at things that you have posted, let me try to find one. Have you done any posting recently?
I
Here's one right
haven't
here. Okay.
recently, yeah.
It's been a little while. That's okay. So I'm just showing you in this example. Whoops, let me make it a little bit smaller. You see your headshot photo, we see your name, and we see a portion of your headline. So I want you to think about when you're writing your headline and thinking about those keywords, you want to really be conscientious about what appears first. So in the first roughly 40 to 80 characters, and I say 40 to 80 because on the mobile device, it's going to come off a little bit sooner. On desktop, we see more characters. I want you to think about what appears in that previewable area and how that can help you to come up with more searches. And part of the reason I'm showing this here is that let's say you were to add in VP of recruiting, you could certainly add it to the end. It doesn't need to appear in the beginning because I like when we say results focused talent solutions, like we're differentiating ourselves from all the other candidates that are in that specific category. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay, perfect. All right, next thing is I'm going to address the location and then we're going to talk about your banner image. So the location right now you have listed as Plymouth, Michigan, and I know you said you'd be open to positions in Metro Detroit or 100% remote. I would list a location, and what I would recommend is that you go into your top header card. From your view, there'll be a little pencil icon up in the right-hand corner here. Click on
Mhm.
that pencil icon. Scroll down to locations, and where it says Plymouth, Michigan, there'll be a drop down arrow. Click on that drop down arrow, and then you can choose Metropolitan Detroit. So by doing so, it does two things, Rosanne, is first, Plymouth, Michigan is the radius for all of your searches right now. So if people are looking for you, and let's say they're in St. Clair Shores, Michigan, making that up, but let's say the company's in St. Clair Shores, they might have candidates that are closer to St. Clair Shores coming up in those searches than Plymouth, Michigan, which is a bit more on the western side. The other thing that happens is you might have an employer in St. Clair Shores who says, well, Plymouth, that's too far for Rosanne. She's not going to want this job. She's not going to want to drive that far. Now they've made the decision for you. Now
Good
you might
point.
be thinking, I'm perfectly fine with driving St. Clair Shores. I leave early in the day, I beat traffic. It's not too bad going either way. But they've made the decision for you. Whereas in this scenario, if you say Metro Detroit, you're making the decision. You're not letting them make the decision for you.
That's a great point. Yep.
Good. Awesome. Okay, good. So the other thing is at the top of your profile, we have two images. We've got your headshot photo and then we've got your header image in the background. Headshot photo, what you have right now is a good looking photo. One concern I have is it's a little bit off center. And sometimes that happens because the photo was cropped because there was a person right next to you. Is that the case here, or was that just the way that the photo was given to you?
That's the way the
So
photo was given to me. Yeah.
okay, so do you have more space where you could center your face in the middle of the photo?
Probably. I think so.
Okay. All right, I might do that, adjust that a bit. And the other thing I look at is that space for the headshot photo. Your face, basically from the top of your forehead to the bottom of your chin, your face should be about 50 to 60% of the circle. You're close here, but really what I'm looking for is maybe just zoom it in, maybe one or two clicks. And what we should be looking at is just your face and a little bit of your neckline in there. And what that does, especially for people like you, Roseanne, who are looking for a leadership role, is the more close up your photo is, the more important, the more impressive, the more approachable you seem on here. And most people aren't looking at your profile in this view. They're really looking at it in search results or when you're posting or when you're commenting. So look at on the right-hand side of your screen, people also viewed, and look how small those photos are. So I want you to keep in mind, the more zoomed in it is, the easier it is for us to see your face, and then it does create that almost that psychological thing, like she looks like an important, approachable person. So it's a small tweak that can make big results in there.
Got it.
All right. And final thing is your header image that's in the background. Right now you have the default. It's kind of like a grayish, greenish image. It looks like a landscape flipped on the side, and that's just the default that LinkedIn has in there. What I would suggest for you is you can either use an image that supports your targeted geographic area. So, for example, the city of Detroit skyline. So, you could use a photo of the city of Detroit downtown, or you can use an image that supports the industry and area of expertise that you're seeking. So let's think about, we could look for stock photos or even make an image in canva.com that says talent recruitment, for example, or maybe it's a favorite inspirational quote. I'm not going to use the team analogy, but together everyone achieves more, but something that like speaks to talent recruitment or speaks to operations or speaks to leadership. So I really want you to use that space intentionally to support your targeted job title or to support your targeted geographic area.
That makes
Okay.
sense. Yep. I didn't
All right.
realize how bland that looks right now.
Yeah, and now that I pointed it out to you, it's like you won't be able to unsee it. It's like a
I
easy
know.
thing to change. And LinkedIn does have some placeholder images in your view in the upper right-hand corner of this header. If you click on the pencil icon, you'll see there's like a small library of images that LinkedIn offers to you to choose from. But usually I tell individuals, especially if you're looking for a leadership role, create your own. You can certainly find stock photos, free stock photo websites like pexels.com, Pexels.com is one that I use. There's a few others as well, but you can find free stock photos from those websites or create a free account on canva.com and search for LinkedIn headers. And they've got a nice header image library that you could choose from, and it's going to be perfectly sized for your LinkedIn profile.
Great.
Okay. All right. I'm going to wrap us up here, but I'll give you the opportunity. Any other questions that have come up that you'd like to ask before we wrap here today?
No, this was really actually really helpful and stuff that I didn't have top of mind. So I appreciate it.
Good. Well, happy to help you, Roseanne. And I'll just remind anyone watching this video, if you're interested in getting a LinkedIn profile mini audit, come on out to our Friday VIP job seeker office hours. We do these every month on the first Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern time. Go to mellermarketing.com/Friday VIP to register, and you can learn more about that. And I'll put the link inside the description below. Thank you again, Roseanne. I look forward to seeing your updates on your profile and feel free to message me if you have any questions.
Sounds great. Thanks so much, Brenda.
You're welcome.